Good morning, everybody. It's been a little while. I kind of skipped a few days, but here we are. It's been busy. Have a lot of weddings that are going to be coming up and editing and all that client work I have to do first. So, cheers. Today, I want to talk to you guys about audio and how to get the best audio out of your Action 5 Cam or your Osmo Pocket 3 using the DJI microphones. So I own both. I own the DJI Mic Minis and also the DJI Mic 2s. They both have amazing sound. Right now, we just switched over to the DJI Mic Mini. That way you can probably tell that the sound changed. And obviously you're going to get way better sound from one of these microphones than the internal microphone. The problem with the internal microphone is that they don't make a windshield for it. So at least not that I found out yet. When you go outside, as soon as the wind hits, it's gonna destroy your audio. You're gonna get a lot of wind noise. Now, if you're in a pinch and you're just vlogging and it's about vlogging distance, maybe 2 feet away from your face, you're gonna be able to get by with it and record stuff. But if you're out in the beach and stuff like that, it's gonna be very, very hard to hear you. So I do recommend to get, I think Action 5 has a vlogging combo. I'm not sure. Here, let me look it up real quick. All right, so this is the combo that I recommend you buy if you get the Action 5 Pro and you're going to be vlogging just like I am. They have a package on DJI.com called the Osmo Action 5 Pro Vlog Combo, and it has a DJI Mic Mini and the Mini extension rod, which is everything you need to start vlogging. That's exactly what I use, except I have a little cage and that I put around it. Go check out my Action 5 vlogging kit video, and you're gonna see kind of my rig and how I use it and the light and everything like that. But that is the combo that I recommend you getting. It's only $477, way cheaper than the Osmo Pocket 3 at $799. So the price difference is such a big jump, almost double. And I would go for the Action 5 just because you're gonna get an awesome image. You can also record in 4:3 like this. So if I wanted to repurpose this into a short, which I probably will, I can easily just cut it vertically and not have to worry about losing image quality or anything like that. Shooting in 4:3 is gonna help you repurpose for shorts, or you can do it in full like 4:3 like this for these kind of videos. So anyways, long story short, get the Osmo Action 5 Pro Vlog Combo on DJI.com. I don't think they have it anywhere else. So that's what I would recommend. But you get one of these DJI Mic Minis. They come in white, and then you can also get them in black. So they're really, really cool looking like this. I'm using the white one just because it's fun to use, and I'm bold when I use these. What I mean by that is that I like to wear it, and I don't care if people can see it. I'd rather position it in the place where I'm going to get the best audio, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. And the place where let's talk about some of the places where I've seen people put these, and I don't think it's a good option for audio if you want to get the best out of it. First of all, I'm going to tell you that I would recommend using the windshields 100% of the time, because it's going to help you, even if you're using the microphone like this, it's going to help you block some of those unnecessary like S's and the hissing and stuff like that. It's just going to give you a more natural sound to work with if you do want to edit it. And if you don't, you're still going to get a more natural sound with the wind muff. It also obviously blocks wind noises and stuff like that. So use these. You are a content creator, a vlogger. People don't care if you see these. Look at all of my videos. You can see my microphone all the time. If you're wearing black, then get a black one. And if you want to be fun with it, if people want to see it, just wear this white one. Looks really cool right here. Nobody's going to care. But here are some of the mistakes. Now that that's out of the way, here are some of the things that I've seen people do. I've seen people wear it like, I've seen people wear these on the side right here. And obviously you can still hear me. But what happens is, let me show you, and you might need headphones for this video, but if you start turning your head this way and you start talking over here, it starts sounding a little bit different. And if I keep talking and I go this way, all of a sudden you hear the sound getting better. You can hear more of the bass in my voice. You can hear all the other frequencies that come with talking. And then if I move this way, you can hear what it sounds like this. Let me go back this way again. And now you're going to hear that the voice changes. Same thing if I put it on this side. Obviously, if I work this way, it sounds like this. If I go the other way, you can start hearing the voice change. So I've also seen people do the thing where they, let's see, I'm trying to look where my hat is. Here's my hat. I've also seen people wear their hats. So they'll throw on their hat and then they'll clip, they'll throw on their hat and then they'll clip this thing like up here somewhere. And that's the sound that you get. Like they'll clip it right here or whatever in front of the hat. And this is like the voice that you get. You can still hear me. And yes, it's going to be decent. But first of all, it just looks kind of, I think it looks kind of weird. And I always think it's kind of weird. And then second of all, like it just the sound your voice is this way, it's shooting sound this way, not up this way, so you're not going to get again all the frequencies that you need to get that full voice. I get a lot of compliments on my videos that the sound sounds so good, especially if you go to my Action 5 video, the one before this one. People in there were commenting that they really love the sound and everything like that. And I've gotten other compliments on that. So I'm just want to show you guys how I get my sound. I've tried all positioning in all these places for my videos. And I just, the place where it's going to work the best, guys, is going to be right in the center of your chest. I talked to some of my sound guys that work in production, and they told me as well that for these type of microphones, right in the middle of the chest, just showing is going to get you the best sound. So I always, if you notice, I always wear mine's here, not up here, not on the collar, because if you wear it right here on the collar, it's too close to your neck and you're gonna get also a different type of voice. Like here, I'm gonna be talking right here, and then I'm just gonna keep I'm gonna keep my voice at the same volume, and as I bring it down here and I move it down here, you're going to be able to hear a more fuller sound. You're going to get some highs in there, some mids, some lows, and it's just going to capture my voice. Also, if I turn my head this way, it's going to sound the same. If I turn my head this way, everything is going to sound the same. So I can keep talking and looking around, and the voice is not going to change because it's capturing it. It's pretty well balanced. So this is where I'm going to tell you to put it on, and why obviously you can see and hear by the video that wearing it in this way is not going to help you when you're turning your head the other way, away from the microphone. So let me put this on. Oh, real quick, I almost forgot. Another one too is that then people try to hide these. So they'll either have a jacket on or whatever, and they'll put it in here like this with their shirt on or whatever, and then you think that you can only see the little magnet or whatever. But what happens that is now you're covering the mic even more. I mean, the microphone's already being covered by the windshield, and then when you put a shirt or a cloth over it, you're going to be blocking even more sound, which is going to get you a more muffled type voice, or a more muffled sound out of it. So just wear it boldly, guys. These things are really, really cool, and I think that I like to see them. I personally, I own that. I'm a vlogger. I'm a content creator. I like wearing apparel and showing off the gear, and I'd rather have you guys listen to me and what I have to say clearly and have the best sound than to try to hide this because I want to make it look seamless or whatever. Because the mic distance in range does, obviously, I don't know what the actual range on this thing is, but the further you move it out, like if I was to put it as a shotgun mic up here, like we snapped it on the camera right now, and if I'm right here, you can obviously hear that the microphone sounds pretty decent, but as I get closer, you can hear that I sound a lot better because I'm like a foot away from it. So let me take this off. So range has to do a lot with it. If you get too close, then you're going to distort it. I also recommend here, the next thing is settings. So when you go to settings, we're going to go to on the Action 5, we're going to click on where you change your color. Click on the Pro settings, which is if you're looking at your camera, it's going to be on the right side, and swipe. You can go to the microphone and then turn your transmitter volume all the way down to -12. That's what I do for it. That gives me the ability to not peak. It's gonna keep the noise level in the background pretty low. I'm looking at my levels here and they're perfect. This is like my normal talking voice. And if you are using it as a shotgun mic, then I would bring it down to like -8, -6, just to give you a little bit more boost, since you do have a little bit more of a range when you're using it as a shotgun mic on your DJI Mic Mini. If you go look at my rig, I usually bump it to -8, but when it's on me, -12 all the way, and it's gonna give me the best sound for my voice. It's not gonna clip or anything like that. I also, on top of that, I do keep my audio on mono instead of stereo for these type of microphones, just to give me one single file. It's just easier for me to edit. If you're doing stereo sound and maybe you're using two microphones, then you can do that. So that way you can maybe have like a split channel if you have like on another person. I don't know how that actually works, but I would just keep it on mono. That's what I use. And then I don't use the noise cancellation on the camera or the microphone at all, because what that does is it actually cuts away some frequencies that are actually in your voice, and it could make your voice sound a little bit like auto tune. So I recommend not using the noise cancellation feature on this thing, and instead use the wind muff to cancel some of that wind noise. I know that the internal microphone in here has a wind noise cancellation, and I guess if you are stuck in a pinch and you absolutely need to use it, then I would use it only for the internal mic. But for these, I would not. I would just, you're gonna want the cleanest signal that you can, using the windshield muff and putting this in a location like in the center of your chest. It's going to get you the best sound without using the noise cancellation. I've done my vlogs outside. I've talked about how windy it is during this time in the spring when I've been vlogging, and the sound is just amazing. When I get back to my like editing, I'm like looking through my vlog and I'm listening and I'm like, dang, like it was so windy. I was scared that the whole vlog was going to be ruined, and I can still hear my voice very, very clearly. And yeah, you might get a little bit of wind, but it's doable. Like you can actually still be engaged in the vlog, and to me, that's very important. So I just wanted to give some tips to any beginners out there that are just got these microphones. The same thing goes for the DJI mic too. The only difference between that one is that it's double the size as this one, and then also this one records 32-bit internally, so you can have a backup in the microphone in case you lose connection with this one. But that has never happened for me. I've never lost connection with these. The range and the connectivity between these two devices is just very, very good. So I don't use that. I use the DJI Mic 2s for my weddings because I do want to have that backup recording, especially for a ceremony. You do not want to miss that. That's why I got that. If these did internal recording, that would be awesome. But I use these just for YouTube and any quick, non-important kind of videos. So at least these kind of videos I can always reshoot, so not a big deal. Now, in terms of tips of wearing the microphone and what settings I use in the camera, that's all I have for you guys. But if you guys want to stick around and you want to step it up a notch, you feel brave like messing around with Davinci Resolve, then stick around, because I'm going to jump into the computer and show you what I do to my audio in post once it's been recorded. So let's go to the computer. All right, guys, so we are on Davinci Resolve right now, and I recommend that if you're going to start doing video and you really want to get into it, just start off with Davinci Resolve, skip CapCut and all that stuff. I was actually going to make a tutorial video on CapCut, but when I downloaded it and I tried to learn it myself and everything like that, honestly, it's very janky, kind of glitchy, and it just sucks. Like, I'm not even gonna make a video on it anymore just because I'm not gonna recommend it. And if it's not something that I feel like I would use, I'm not going to recommend it to other people. Davinci Resolve is free and it's a professional program. There's a lot of amazing tutorials out there for beginners that are going to help you navigate this program and get the hang of it very, very easy and very quick. I didn't come from the video world, and only 2 years ago I got into video and started using Davinci Resolve because my good friend that was been in the production world for a while just told me, go ahead and start with Davinci, dude, because that's like the future of video. And I did, and I'm so glad I did. I was able to learn all by myself through beginner tutorials on YouTube, and it's very, very easy to pick up with tutorials. I know that if you open it up, it can look a little overwhelming, but once you get the hang of it with these tutorials, you're gonna realize that this program is amazing. Not to mention the export settings too are gonna give you the best quality when it comes to uploading to YouTube and any other platform. The amount of customization features that you have on this software are just amazing. I mean, this is used by professionals, so highly recommend that you start off with Davinci if you're gonna start taking video seriously. Anyways, rant over. Let's get here to the page. We are on the
Fairlight page, which is where you edit your audio in Davinci. Davinci kind of splits their software into different workspaces, which I absolutely love. So you don't have a clutter of a mess like in CapCut where you have everything all in one page. With Davinci, you have your timeline space here at the bottom. If you look at the bottom, you have a little bar here. You have your cut page, you have your media page, and then you have your special effects if you want to do special effects, and then coloring. And then it goes to this where I'm at, which is the audio page. Finally, down here by the rocket, that is the export page. Anyways, so we are on Fairlight. The top audio track here is my video, my audio from my microphone. And the first thing I do is I highlight the video. Obviously, I already cut it and everything like that. So, and I right click and I go to normalize audio levels. And there's already a YouTube preset here that works very, very well. I use it on all of my videos. You can do relative for set level or independent. They both are good. One of them is going to look at the whole entire track and it's going to set it to whatever YouTube audio level specs are, and that's good if you have like one single video, and then you can start cutting it from there. I personally like to use independent because once I cut everything, I've had it to where it normalizes some audio levels, and then some of the other ones it doesn't do a good job. So that's why I pick independent. Independent looks at each individual clip and then it normalizes it. It bumps it up or brings it down to where it needs to be so that YouTube can play it back in a good level space or whatever their parameters are. So anyways, I'm gonna hit normalize, and then that's gonna load up. You'll see the waves probably change here in a little bit after it's done. There you go. You see it bumped them up just a little bit. Now, I know people are going to say, well, if you had your gain a little bit higher in your microphone, you wouldn't have to do that. I would still normalize my audio, and I find that having your gain lower on your microphone is better than having it a little bit high, because you risk the chances of peaking, and peaking just sounds really bad on audio. And I'd rather bring up a little bit of the noise level, which I can actually eliminate with the EQ later on. I'll show you, than to have them too high and then peak. So now that I normalize the audio levels, I go over to the right page over here. This is A1 is my track 1, which is this one, audio 1. And the first thing I do is I add a compressor. I've shown this in another video, but this is just like an updated version of it. And then I turn that on. I usually bring the threshold a little bit down to about that 20 mark over here. And then I bring the ratio up to about a 3, just to cut the voice getting up, any louder. The compressor, what that does simply, if there's a professional in here, you can go ahead and comment on the section below and let us know the exact definition for those that care. This is a more simple tutorial, and just simple talk, simple how I like to understand things. Basically what it does, the compressor, if your voice gets too loud, it'll bring down the volume, so that way it's all consistent. Have you ever watched a movie where it's like a normal level, and then you're watching it, and all of a sudden it gets into an action scene and it just gets so loud that you need to grab your remote control and turn it down? Well, this thing helps keep those audio, even those exciting moments, down to a certain level, so it doesn't go past, and blow your ears out or anything like that, or just sound distorted or too loud where you have to turn down your volume. This keeps everything below the parameters that you set it in here. So it's kind of like a filter saying, hey, once it goes past this level, bring the volume back down immediately. So that little curve that you see moving with the dials, with the threshold and the ratio, just tells it how quick you want it to dip down and how fast. I can get a little bit more advanced than this, but I'm not going to for this tutorial. This is just very, very, very simple. Once I do that, we're going to close this. We're not going to do limiter, none of the other features there. That'll be a different video. And then what you can do is then go into EQ. This is where you're going to give your voice a little bit more of a clear sound. I usually activate both of these bands, band 1 and band 6, so I have all of them turned on. The band 1, I keep it, there's all these curves right here. and I keep that one at the sharp curve to cut. I call this the cut curve. I don't know what it's called, but this is going to cut all the low frequencies. I don't do that on the camera. I leave the low cut filter off, and I rather do it in here because you're going to have more control of where to cut things. The low frequencies are usually like your wind, some background noises and stuff like that. So I usually cut all of those out so you don't hear it. It's kind of like a filter. And then for band 6, I do the same thing. I cut a little bit of the highs, not too much because I do like some of those. And then number 4, band 4, band 2 is going to be like your bass. I usually turn that to this little diamond looking shape, and all of the rest of them as well. And then I just start pushing these up. Your number 5 is going to be, this section is going to be the highs of your voice, how open and clear it's going to sound. Number 4 is going to be your mids. That's usually where our voice kind of lives in. And then 3 and 4 are kind of the same thing. Just all you got to do is, I can't obviously show you here because I'm using the microphone. So even if I play the audio, you won't be able to hear it. But in your own audio, you can play the video. Like right now, I'm playing the video.
Desktop talking head type of,
and it's showing you where my audio is. And if you turn these up and down,
my only concern about this thing is because of how expensive it is now.
see, it sounds like a cheap speaker. I don't know if you can hear it.
I feel like when I take it out, I feel like I have to baby it, like I have to be.
And if you dip it down, it sounds muffled. So you can kind of play with that. Everybody's voice, guys, is different.
Super close like this.
Let me pause this. Everybody's voice is different. Some people have more bass in their voice, so you're gonna have to bring that down a little bit. Some people speak a little bit higher pitch, so dialing that down so that it sounds nice and natural is gonna be a more of a custom, adjustment depending on your voice. So just listen to your voice, and I just want to show you what these little 3 dots do. Number 2 is going to be your bass. So if you move that up and down, you're going to hear more bass. If you go up, if you go down, you're going to hear less bass. Same thing for all of them. But 3 and 4 are kind of the midtones. They're your voice. Number 2 is going to be the bass, and number 5 is going to be your high or your treble or whatever you want to call it. But it's going to open up the voice a little bit more, let it breathe. All you got to do is move those things up and down. Don't make small adjustments. It's all you need to make, so don't get crazy with it, but start practicing with that. Listen to your voice and start moving those up and down up to where you like it. Once you get to a place where you like it, if you go up to the 3 dots up here, you can actually, when you go, where do you go? Oh, you go to this little plus sign over here, and you can actually create a preset. I have a preset for my voice, and I just load it up here in the drop down menu, and it activates it, and then I don't have to do anything else. Once that's activated, then you can go, if you want to reduce more of the background noise, I use voice isolation up here. You turn that on, and if you go right next to it is a little dial section. You click on that, and I usually only use about 50% at max. Most of the time, I live around like 15%, 10%. I just want a little bit, so that way my voice doesn't get all auto-tune-ish, and then it doesn't remove any of the other frequencies so that it sounds very natural. Most of the time, I want to say I use voice isolation maybe, I don't know, a quarter of the time that I'm out vlogging, just because I actually like to capture the ambient sounds, like of my car, traffic. If I'm walking outside, I do want some wind noise, some birds and stuff like that, because it's what really submerges you into the vlog. It submerges you guys into my environment. Now, if I was doing a video right now, like here, where it's quiet in my house, and if my kids are doing stuff in the background, I will use voice isolation at like 50% to try to eliminate all that background stuff. This thing does an amazing job at doing it. Davinci has come a long way when it comes to this. They used to have this thing called noise reduction, which is what I used to use before. But ever since voice isolation came out, it's just gotten so much better, and it works very, very, very good. So yeah, I would recommend not going past 50, but you can play with it yourself. It also depends on the environment that you're in. So, play around with it. That's the cool thing about Davinci. You have dials, and you can hear your environment, hear your video, and, decide where you like to be for your video. Once you're done, That's pretty much it, guys. You go to export and it's all ready to go. You're gonna have nice audio like you hear on my videos, and with the mic placement right in the middle of your chest, you're gonna get the best voice. So anyways, I hope this video helped you guys. Again, this is not a super techie video. I'm not a sound engineer. These are just like a few little things I picked up from playing around and recording videos. If you guys like my vlogs, go ahead and watch them. Let me know if you like the audio and everything like that. This is exactly how I get it. And I hope that now you can go on with your Action 5 Pro or your Osmo Pocket 3. The same settings apply on both of these cameras. They're exactly the same. Yeah, I hope that helped you get a little bit better audio, or at least pointed you guys in a direction to hopefully get started. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other tools in here that I'm not using that are going to step it up, and that's going to be more for the professional side of things, which I do mess around with from time to time for my clients and stuff like that. But for YouTube, this is all I do. I try to keep things simple, and I'm assuming if you're watching my videos is because you want more of a simplified, hey, just tell me what dials I need to tweak. My voice sounds a little better. I don't care what a compressor means. I don't care what a limiter is. I don't care about all the other stuff. I just want a simple upgrade to my voice. How do I do that without giving me a whole master class on audio and stuff like that? That's what this kind of tutorial is. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be stay tuned for more vlogs and more teaching videos. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna enjoy my coffee. I think it got cold now, so.